Hello and welcome to the video training tutorial placing your bids using the bid screen. Once you've logged into the website, you can access the auction part of the site, which is where you place your bids, by clicking on the auction link just below the banner in this gray bar. So we click on the auction link. First thing you're going to notice, there are a series of links over here on the left hand side. The one we're going to be concerned with during this tutorial is the one that says place bids. So we click on that. And then we click on the on-screen link, because that's the focus of this tutorial, is placing your bids using the bid screen. Now immediately there are several boxes here, drop-down boxes. I want to explain to you what they are. The first one is select property list, and this gives you the option of working with the properties that you're going to be bidding on based on any number of different criteria: batch, city, district, zip. And then, of course, if you have a personal folder into which you've moved properties that you want to bid on, you can select that as well. We're going to be working with the Bowie list of properties for this example. So we do that, and it automatically pulls up the 10 properties that we had added to the Bowie folder earlier. Select batch. If the Bowie folder contains properties that span more than one batch, you can select the batch that you want to work with. Bowie only has properties that are in batch 1, so we're going to leave that there. We can also control the number of properties that display on the screen up to the number 50. Okay. If your list goes beyond 50, you'll have to place your bids on the first 50 and then scroll using the next link that would appear up here through that entire list until you get through all 50. Select action. This drop-down gives you the option of selecting or deselecting all the properties, submitting all the bids that you have entered on the bid screen all at one time without having to click the individual submit buttons, changing your budget, creating bid formulas, and editing bid formulas. Creating and editing bid formulas, there's a separate tutorial for that. Hope you take a couple minutes to look at that. That's a very useful thing to do. Additionally, there are a number of links here. You can sort the property list by clicking on the headers that appear here: sequence, account number, batch, taxes and fees, assessed value. You'll also notice that the sequence number is a hot link. When you click on that, you're just going to get a message that says, sorry, this is a sealed bid auction, which the Prince George's County sale is. No bid history is available. You can't look at the bids until after the batch closes. Then you can see what bids were placed and what the winning bids were, but prior to the batch closing you can't see that. Account number, you click on that just as over in the property list section of the website. That's going to pull up the assessment record. Batch will just pull up information pertaining, summary information pertaining to whatever batch number that is. And then finally, high bid. If you click on that, you're just again going to get a message that says, sorry, this is a sealed bid sale. You're not allowed to see what the bid is until after the batch closes. Now, a couple different ways you can place your bids. You can click into the Your Bid column, and you can type in either a dollar amount, or you can type in a bid factor, which is a percentage of the assessed value. So let's say, for example, in this particular property sequence number 3, we want to place a bid that's equal to slightly more than the taxes that are due. So I can type in 2,500, press the Enter key or the Tab key, and it'll automatically calculate for me exactly what my bid premium might be if my bid exceeds 40% of the assessed value, and then the total amount that you'll owe today if your bid is the high bid. So that would include any bid premium as well as the amount of taxes, and this is what you'll owe if you're the successful high bid on the day of the sale. Okay, so we're going to refresh our screen here. And the other way of placing bids is to use the select deselect all. Click on that. It's going to select all the properties appearing in the list. And then we can apply a bid formula if we want to do that. In this case, the bid formula is assessed value times 0.65, which another way of saying that is our bid is going to be equal to 65% of whatever the assessed value is of that property. So we're going to apply that bid formula, click on Go. The system automatically takes 65% of whatever the assessed value is on each of these properties, calculates that out as your bid, shows you what bid premium, if any, you're subject to, and the total amount that you're going to owe if you're the successful high bid on that property. And the total amount, again, is any bid premium plus the taxes and fees that might be due. Once I've done that, I can click on the select action, submit all entered bids, and click on go. And it's going to show me that I've submitted 10 bids. All of them were valid, no invalid bids, so I'm good to go. Alright, so that's how you place bids using the bid screen. Hope you found that useful, and I wish you good luck in the sale.